We're going to be in Proverbs. Obviously, anybody watching this on YouTube, clearly you're on YouTube. As I go through YouTube, one of the most noticeable aspects of YouTube videos. Oh man, talked to Chance about this the other day, but YouTube changed their format. This is a public service announcement too. I'm gonna throw this in here. YouTube changed their format on the main page to where you've got, like used to, back when I liked YouTube, it had like little 5 in a row videos. And then below that, there's a row of 5, and then a row of 5, and that was the main page, and had like your subscriptions and stuff like that on the left. They just recently changed it to where there's 3. So they've got these big, giant thumbnails like that, and that's what it looks like. Horrible. I did find an extension for a browser extension that lets you customize it however you want, so it's awesome, but you should look at it. Anyways, as you scroll those pages, everybody has a little thumbnail. They're always trying to do thumbnails to catch your attention. And I mean, and it's effective. It's an effective marketing tactic. You want people to watch your video, you come up with a cool thumbnail. Our videos, they put thumbnails on them. What I noticed is big breast on a thumbnail almost always works. Like if you look at total views on videos, and you take a video that's just got like a little normal thumbnail, and you look at how many views are on there, then you take a video that has a woman with big breasts on the thumbnail, and you look at how many views are on that. There's no question that tactic works. It's effective. Now, I don't know what thumbnail, I don't make the thumbnails for these videos, but I don't know what thumbnail we're going to use. I'm suspecting it's not going to be a woman with big breasts. Even though today I'm actually preaching about breasts. So, Proverbs chapter 5. Starting at verse 18, the Bible says, "Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Let her be as a loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love." That's an aspect in marriage I'm not certain every couple really gets their mind around or wraps their brain around that idea. And think about what it told you there. It told you how the wife is to be. Let her be as a loving hind and a pleasant roe. That's a caring and a loving companion that provides and sustains you. That's what that example is for. And that's the wife of the role of a wife and her portion of this passage. And then it says, "Let her breast satisfy thee at all times." Now, just for clarity, it is literally talking about, and we'll see as we go through this passage, it's talking about you enjoying your wife's breast, letting her breast actually be satisfying to you. And then it says, "And be thou ravished," not satisfied, not content, but ravished always with her love. This passage is talking about you genuinely being passionately in love with your wife, and in a physical sense, ravishing and passionately being satisfied with her body. Now, it's interesting, this is how the Bible describes that relationship between a man and his wife. Because video games, a lot of people play video games. Most video games, they have a character creator. Like where you're going to go in, you're going to make the character that you're going to play and go play that character. If you have a man design a female character, without fail, she will have big breasts. Like there's videos on YouTube. I mean, if you're on there now and you play video games, or you know what I'm talking about, you can scroll through there and you can find video games of watching somebody else make their character and play it. Without fail, if a man is making a female character, that's a weird one. That's a whole other topic. Probably should preach a message on that one. But if you see, without fail, they're looking for a breast slider. What can I slide to make her breast bigger? On the flip side of that coin, and now just for clarity, God made it so that men are drawn to breast. That's by design. You sit there and you think, and you see all these thumbnails, and you got this picture of this woman with a lot of cleavage, or this other picture with a woman with big breasts, or half naked, and all these different things. And you wonder, now why is that even a thing that men? Because God designed it that way. God made it so men are drawn to breasts. Now, not in a lustful way. Mankind tries to use it like that. But God did it in a way to strengthen his draw to his wife. God literally has a woman's breast for the purpose of drawing her husband to her. Having him be drawn to her, attracted to her, want to be with her. And that's all a wonderful thing. But then after you have a guy create his character on a character creator, if you go and you have a woman design that character, inevitably, and I've got women in my family that I've seen them play games, I'm telling you, without fail, she will have very small breasts. Every time. Now, that happens, it's almost like they're trying to hide them, or they're ashamed that their character has breasts. Women have been conditioned by mankind, not God, to think that they're bad. They think that they're viewed as, slutty, or they're a bimbo, or, they just disregard them. Or that they would be disregarded if they have big breasts. Now, when you look at that difference in how men and women think about breast or view breast, there shouldn't be any difference, because we should see it according to the Bible only. So how a man thinks of breast and views breast should not be any different than how a woman thinks of breast or views them. They should regard them according to the Word of God. So we're going to look at that very thing. What is that? How should you see that? How should you regard it? In Proverbs chapter 5, as you read through this passage, you discover this entire passage is about faithfulness to your wife. In Proverbs chapter 5, verse 3, the Bible says, "The lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword." Down in verse 8, he warns you, says, "Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh to the door of her house." You see, as you read through Proverbs chapter 5, you realize this passage is talking to you about faithfulness to your wife, and her breasts play a huge role in that. Huge is not a pun. But that's what the Bible's telling you. That a man is to stay away from strange women, be satisfied with the breast of his wife, be ravished always with her love, be passionately, romantically, lovingly connected with your wife. And that will keep you from estranged women. Now, there are two ways to avoid that temptation of other women, because that's out there. There's no, just because I'm married and my wife is unbelievably beautiful, and when it talks about being satisfied with the breast of your wife and being ravished always with her, I'm going to tell you, I make it awkward for her sometimes how much I'm touching her and holding her, and some people call it groping her and stuff like that, because I forget to pay attention to other people around. I absolutely love her. I love her body. I love everything about her. None of that makes other women not attractive. None of that makes other women with breasts unattractive. So there are methods to avoid the temptation, because other women can be attractive, doesn't mean I have to be falling into lust over them. Those two methods, there are two ways, by the way, to avoid that temptation. You have man's way. Bible-believing Baptist. I say Bible-believing Baptist, I'm a Bible-believing Baptist. I've been in Bible-believing Baptist churches. If I'm out of town and I'm visiting someone else's church, I only go to a Bible-believing Baptist church. Bible-believing Baptists, they cover their women from neck to ankle. Very conservative. Similar to what Islam does. Neck to ankle, completely covered. The only difference in Bible-believing Baptists is they do it in denim. I don't know why it's a denim thing, but you go to a Southern Bible-believing Baptist church without fail, ruffles on their shirt up to the neck, and denim to the ankle. Every time. In fact, if you ever wanted to start a blue jean factory and you're just going to rob a building of all their denim, go to a Bible-believing Baptist church. You got enough to last you years. Islam covers their women from scalp to toe. Literally. You don't see any skin. Now the problem with that is it doesn't matter how much you hide what tempts you. If your heart and your mind is still full of lust for it. You see, an alcoholic doesn't need to see a bottle of alcohol to be tempted by it. When I was younger, my mom was an in-home nurse. She did in-home care for different people. And one of the women she took care of, she's an elderly woman, she took care of her. And her son lived in her basement. And they had to hide the Listerine because he would go chugging mouthwash when he was craving that alcohol. You see, the temptation doesn't come from what you see. The temptation is inside your heart and mind. And until you address the heart and mind as it pertains to that desire, that lust will still be there. That's why God's method for guarding you from that temptation has nothing to do with hiding women. I mean, you want to know God's opinion of the woman's body? He put them in the garden naked. That's God's view of the woman's. That's how God sees a woman's body. He says that she can be standing right there completely naked, him right there completely naked, and he should be satisfied with the breast of his wife and ravished always with her love. You see, because hiding a woman from you doesn't change the lust that dwells in your heart. Hiding the things that stumble you does not fix you. Making your wife garment herself in thick denim from head to toe in 90-degree weather does not make you sinless. The Bible says that you can look at a woman and lust after her to commit adultery with her in your heart. You could have never touched her and you've committed adultery. Because she's not where the sin's at, it's you. God gave you the method to resist that temptation, to escape it. And in most cases, she's sitting right next to you. The problem is, she's been sitting right next to you for so many years, you stop paying attention. You stop noticing. You actually stopped, of your own choosing, being satisfied with the breast of your wife. And you stopped remembering to be ravished always with her love. Now, this is a message, there's messages I preach sometimes that like, man, this is an area I'm probably preaching to me. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, this is an area I am not preaching to me because there is nothing I long after more than my wife. She is easily, by far, the most beautiful woman I've ever laid my eyes on. Still to this day, right now, and I'm thinking about how old I am. She's got to be approaching 50. Right now, 10 times more beautiful than the day I met her. and completely satisfied with her breast, her body, her look, ravished always and in every way with her love. She goes to work, and if I'm working from home on a day, I check the phone, check the clock, how long before she's going to be home. She can't go anywhere. You can ask all of my daughters when they're out with her. They're all at the grocery store. They're going somewhere else. How many times she has to check her phone and respond to me because I'm calling, hey, when are you going to be home? When are you going to be home? When are you going to be home? I'm not over-controlling. I'm not trying to monitor what she does. I miss her and I want her right here with me. That's the mindset every man should have with his wife. If you don't have that, you need to fix you. If that's the wife, you're with the wife of your youth, I'm telling you, you want to resist any temptations around you? Start remembering to be ravished always with her love. Enjoy the amazing woman that God has blessed you with. Put your hands on her, hold her, caress her, touch her. Be satisfied with her breast. Love her body. This passage is not metaphorical. It's not an allegory. It is literally telling you to be satisfied with the breast of your wife. To literally be ravished always with her love. He's talking about your relationship between a man and a wife. It shouldn't be like neighbors who went on that date that one time. And that's how most couples act. I mean, old TV shows would try to condition you to it. They'd show you these old TV shows where the husband and wives have separate beds with a little nightstand in between. That's the most ridiculous thing. I never understood that. Heck, me and Michelle share the same bed. She can't even have her own side of the bed. Literally. She wakes up with me on the side of her bed, wrapped around her like I'm pretzeling her. People call it spooning. I don't do the spooning, I do the pretzeling. I need to have this leg wrapped around that leg and this leg over here. My arm wrapped around here. I feel bad for her. 30 plus years, she's grown accustomed and she doesn't fight me. Used to, she'd be like, oh, can you turn over for a minute or so? But I'm sorry, I can't. Because this is one area I ain't never struggled with. Every part of that woman just completely consumes me. If you ever seen the TV show Legend of the Seeker, read the book Sword of Truth, it's like she's a confessor and she got her hands on me. That's all it took. And I'm going to tell you, you want a happy marriage? Over 30 years, I don't remember what the number, 33, maybe 32, something. It's over 30 years. And to this day, can't keep my hands off her. And I got news for you. That's Bible. You want to call yourself a Bible believer? Prove it. Believe Proverbs chapter 5. Start being satisfied with the breast of your wife. And I tell you, and again, I don't know what the thumbnail will say. This is going to be an interesting one when she puts this together. I'm curious what she'll choose. But I don't know what the thumbnail is going to say, or the title will be. But I'll tell you what, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the word breast. Society as a whole, they draw you into two extremes. It's either lustful pornography, or it's act like they're poisonous and cover them and hide them. And that is simply not Bible. Either one of those is not Bible. Absolutely nothing wrong with breasts, so long as it's your wife's. And I'll tell you what, you should want and crave and desire to have hold of your wife's breast the way those sinners do that lustful pornography. That's how you should treat your wife. Your mindset should want after her to that extreme. Be satisfied with the breast of your wife. And then, man, if you've forgotten, Because I'm going to tell you what, if you ask her to marry you, and you really genuinely wanted her to marry you, then you were there at one point. But if you've forgotten, remember now to be ravished always. Ravished. Think about that. Ravished always with her love.